Hello everyone, my name is Legend Ronnie and this game is Rise of Kingdoms, and today is gonna be the day we're gonna talk about Tomyris. The whole day we're gonna dedicate for Tomyris and that's entire video. Probably not the whole day because it's a little bit too much. Right, now this is the picture that has been posted on Facebook about her skill, and I have to say this is awesome. This is really great. There is quite a lot to talk about her and her skills. I'm gonna explain how actually her skills work. I have to say that this is going to be the first commander that is going to be introduced, or this type of commander that is going to be introduced, and I'm highly excited and I can't wait to actually see the full aspect of Tomyris. I'm gonna increase the size of this picture because we care about her skills, nothing else. Right. So there you go, we have her full skills on the screen because that is exactly what we care about. And you can see her as well. Arrow of Vengeance, it is a active skill. That is her first active skill. Now before I start reading and debating about it, I have to say that I do not believe that these are level 5 skills. In my opinion, because I have already seen this picture for a while, I would say that these are level 1 skills. Deals direct damage, damage factor of 700. This is why I'm saying that I believe they are level 1 skill. 700 damage factor for a level 5 skill, that's lower than anything else in the game. But let's move forward. Maybe it's a level 5 skill. I would say that they are all level 1 skill. So damage factor 700 to a single target. If this target is affected by poison effect, immediately removes poison and deals poison damage. Damage factor equals stacks times poison factor 20. Now what's that supposed to mean? They also done a small note under that. It says if the poison is multiplied by more than 10 stacks, increase poison damage. Damage factor stacks plus poison factor damage. So this is what it's trying to say. And we're gonna jump to the 4th skill so I can explain you guys the primary skill. So the 4th skill is Massagetta's counterattack, which is a passive skill. Gives all regular attacks a 50% chance, which is really high, to poison a single target for 5 seconds. This effect can stack, which is mentioned on the primary skill, a maximum of 15 times. So it can go up to 15 times. And the effect duration will be reset to 5 seconds each time a new stack is added. That means that each stack lasts for 5 seconds, but if a new stack is applied, then the timer will reset again to 5 seconds, because maybe a turn or 2 turns can pass and you will not apply the stack, but then the 3rd turn will apply the stack, so you no longer have 2 seconds, you'll go back to 5 seconds and you'll have 2 stacks. Poisoned targets will take an additional 3% skill damage, an additional 3% damage from skill. Now this is very important because they didn't mention, is that going to be per stack or is just 3% damage from skill? This is very important. This is why I'm saying that I highly believe that these are level 1 skills, because 3% skill damage, just 3% skill damage makes no sense. So I believe that just once you poison a target, it just takes additional damage from skill, and I would say that it's gonna go up to 15%. But 50% chance, it means that you will poison that target all the time, and 3% it can go to 6, 9, 12, 15%, which is pretty significant. Basically anyone with skill damage that will hit that target, and that target is going to be poisoned by all times, they will do 15% additional skill damage, and that is pretty significant. It doesn't mention her primary skill. We have Genghis Khan as an example. If you check the expertise of Genghis Khan, for example, it mentions that his primary skill. So it's just mentioned skill damage. That means that anyone that's doing skill damage, that's hitting the target that Tomyris is poisoning, it will take additional skill damage, which is very, very significant. She's gonna be a commander that you must have. So the stacks, the poison stacks, basically is just gonna be something additional, so you do a lot more damage when your primary skill is active, when you're gonna use her primary skill. Now we all used a lot of commanders, and we all know that cavalry or archer commanders, they use their skills more often than anyone else because they have the skill talent tree, and some of them have rage restoration, which, for example, we have YSG. Now, if her primary skill damage factor is 700 at level 1, how high can it go when it's level 5? I would say that it can go up to 1200. I would say that that would be the most optimal way, or the best way, so she's not gonna do so much damage or way too much damage, because she has the additional damage from the stacks. So 1200, and then probably 6-7 stacks, another 100 and something. Probably that damage factor will go higher as well with the level. There is a lot to dig in about this commander, but I like it a lot. By poisoning the target and increasing the additional skill damage that the target will take. Rest in peace, Charles and Richard. That's all I have to say. Rest in peace, sis. Once Tomyris gets a piece of Charles and Richard, and the other targets will start doing skill damage. That's pretty much about it. Yeah, well, we need to test, like usual, you know, guys, we actually need to test. Hopefully it's not going to be a translation problem like there are on some commanders. We already know that there is some translation problems in some skills on some commanders, so hopefully it's not that situation on this one. Right. If I go and check YSG, well, it doesn't show anymore because he's maxed out. Let me see. Do I have... No, it doesn't show any commander. So anyway, I cannot check was the damage starting, but I believe YG starts with 800. I'm pretty sure it does start with 800. So any commander I want to check. Yeah, so I'm looking at Charmaine right now, and Charmaine starts with 600. I'm looking at Mehmed, and Mehmed starts with 450. I'm looking at second skill from Alexander the Great, and he starts with 800. So Tomyris starts with 700. So level 2 800, level 3 900, level 4 1000, and then 1200. Does it make any sense? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I would say that you will have around that mark, 1200, about 1400. I don't think she will have more than that, because she has the stacks, and that will be quite crazy damage. Right, let's move forward. Let's go to the second skill, which is payback. Sounds pretty awesome, right? Who doesn't want some payback? When attacking cities, increase normal attack damage by 10% and increase counter attack damage by 10%. Again, I don't think that this is a level 5 skill. I highly think that this is a level 1 skill. The reason I'm saying is because 10% normal attack increase on a city, there's nothing crazy. I mean, it's, if you attack a city, you know, it's something extra, but it's nothing that crazy. Decreasing counter attack damage by 10% is still alright, but still nothing that crazy. So this can go, I'm not sure how high it can go, maybe 30%, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30%. Normal attack 30% and decreasing counter attack damage by 30%. That's very significant. That's very, very significant when attacking cities. Quite a lot. For the Sun, which is a passive skill, increase attack of archer units by 10% and gives all attacks a 10% chance to decrease the defense of a single target by 30%. Now this is freaking insane. This is freaking insane. She's gonna be an insane archer commander. An insane archer commander. I don't even know what else to say. If this is the primary skill, that means that at some when it's maxed out, it's going to increase the attack of archer units by 30% and gives all attacks a 10% chance to decrease a single target defense by 30% for 3 seconds. So it's decreasing the defense of a target for 3 seconds by 30%, and it makes the target take additional skill damage. I mean, rip defense. Rip anything that has a lot of defense. That's it. It's done. You just put Tomyris and it's done. I mean, you attack a city with Charles and Richard in it, you're just gonna steamroll it. That's pretty insane. I would say that after YSG, if I'm right, if these skills are just level 1 skills, after YSG, she's gonna be the next best thing. She's gonna be a must-have. But again, we need to make sure that these are level 1 and not level 5, because we have Charmaine, which is, you know, pretty bad commander in my opinion. And that's what we actually need to see, if these are level 1 or level 5. But again, they are too low to be level 1 for a legendary commander that you also spend on. Then we have her expertise. Let's get to the final of this. Pouch of Blood, new skill, passive skill. This is definitely not gonna go any higher, because this is expertise skills. Increase normal attack and counter attack damage by 10% when attacked. So that means that when she gets attacked, increase normal attack and counter attack damage. That's pretty crazy. Reduce attack of the attacker's cavalry units by 10%. Wow, so she is a archer commander, so you're basically going to use her with archers, or mostly archers. And when she gets attacked, the cavalry have 10% attack reduction. It's not going to be very crazy, so don't get too hyped about it that she's going to be a counter, archers are going to counter cavalry. It's probably not going to happen, but it's still something. I mean, my cavalry go up to like 220 something attack with a maxed out double C. But yeah, 10% is 10%. Still nothing to sneeze at. Increase normal attack and counter attack damage by 10%. Wow. But this is a very tricky question. How can the game know when she is attacked or when you attack? Isn't that the same thing? It mentions there increase normal attack, counter attack damage when attacked. So if you're using her for rally, that doesn't count that she's attacked, because she's basically being attacked by the garrison, or that counts that she attacked. That's a very tricky question. That's a very good question, how that passive skill is going to work. But anyway, she looks pretty dope, and I have to say that she's probably gonna be the next best thing after YSG. Taking down single target, I don't see any other better commander. Alright, that's just my opinion. She might be even better than than Alexander. We will have to see. We'll have to see. This is the only bridge between she being the most OP commander in the game, is that if these are level 1 skills or these are level 5 skills. So that's the only bridge that is left to find out. A couple of questions will be the 4 skill, the additional damage is gonna be, that's like a passive, or is gonna be per stack, because that if it's per stack or not, we will see. But I believe that her 4 skill, where it says poison a target will takes additional 3% damage from skill, that's like just, you know, static. That means that it doesn't matter how many stacks she has, she still does only 3%. Maybe if the skill goes higher, the skill damage also increases that the target will get. Right, enough to talk about her. As I said, I'm really hyped about her, and I'm really happy that I saved a lot of sculptures, because hell, I'm definitely gonna use her. Definitely gonna use her. She is insane. She is insane, and more commanders that are being introduced, more setups that can be made in the game. Right, that's it, guys. a lot to debate about her skills, and I can't wait for her to come live. I'm definitely gonna save my sculptures. Definitely gonna save my sculptures, and I'm just gonna max her out right off the bat. Until next time, this is your boy Legeroni signing off. Peace out, yo, and take care.